Good day, everyone. My name is Han F. Jolo, and I'm here before you today not as a student but also as a member of this community. I choose to focus on inaugural address of President Joseph R. Biden Jr. because it speaks about unity and hope, values that matters deeply to us. To understand its message, let us first listen to a part of his words. This is American Day. This is Democracy Day, a day of history and hope, of renewal and resolve. Through a crucible for the age, American have been tested anew and American has risen to the challenge. Today, we celebrate the triumph not as a candidate, but of a cause and a cause of democracy. The will of people have been heard and the will of people have been headed. We have learned again that democracy is precious. The democracy is fragile. And at this hour, my friends, my families, and all the people who listen to me, democracy has prevailed. Now, on this hallowed ground, where just days ago violence sought to shake this capital's very foundation, we come together as one nation under God, invisible, to carry out the peaceful transfer as a power as we have for more than 2 centuries. We look ahead in our uniquely American way, reckless, bold, and optimistic, and set our sight on the nation we know we can be and we must be. I thank my predecessors of both parties of their presence and here. I thank them from the bottom of my heart. You know, the resilience of the Constitution and the strength of our nation, as does President Carter, who I spoke to last night, but who cannot be with us today, but whom we salute for his lifetime of service. I just taken the sacred oath. Each of these patriots took an oath first sworn by George Washington. But this American story depends on any one of us. Not on some, but all of us. On we, the people, who seek a more perfect union. This is a great nation, and we are a good people. Over the centuries, through storm and strike, in peace and in war, we have some far. We have came so far, but we still have far to go. We will press forward. We will speed and urgency, for we have much to do in this winter of peril and possibility. Much to bear, much to restore, much to heal, and much to build, and also much to gain. Few periods in our nation history have been more challenging or difficult than that we will know. And now, a once in a century virus silently stalked the, the country. It taken as many lives in 1 year. As American, lo- lost in lost in all of World War II, millions of jobs have been lost, hundreds of thousands, and businesses closed. A cry of racial justice, some for 100 years in the making of moves, and the dream of justice that all we have deferred no longer. A cry of survival comes from the planet itself, a cry that cannot be any more desperate or any more clear. And now, I rise in political extremism, white supremacy, domestic terrorism that we must confront and we will defeat. To overcome these challenges, to restore the soul, to secure the future of American requires more words. It requires that most elusive of things in a democracy. Unity. Unity in another January in Washington. A New Year's Day, 1863, Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation. When we put a pen to the paper, the president said, if, if my name ever goes down in history, it will be for this act, and whose soul is in it. The whole soul is in it. Today, on this January day, my whole soul is in this, bringing America together, uniting our people, and uniting our nation. I ask every American to join me in this cause, uniting to fight, and common foes we face anger, resentment, and hatred, extremism, loneliness, violence, disease, jobless, and hopelessness. With unity, we can do great things, important things. We can right wrongs. We can put people to work that can help them find their own jobs. We can teach our children in safe school. This, we may overcome the deadly virus. We can reward work, rebuild the middle class, and make healthcare secure for all. We can deliver racial justice. We can make America once again the leading force for good in the world. I know speaking of unity can sound to some like a foolish fantasy. I know the forces that divide us are they are real. But I also know they are not new. Our history have been a constant struggle between the American idea that we are all created equal and the harsh, ugly reality that racism, nativism, fear, and demonization have long turned us apart. The battle is perennial. Victory is never assured. Through the Civil War, the Great Depression, World War, 9/11, through struggle, sacrifice, and setbacks, our better angels have always prevailed. Each of these moments, enough of us come together to carry all of us forward. And we can do so now. History, faith, reason show the way of unity. We can see each other, not as adversaries, but as a neighbors. We can treat each other with dignity and respect. We can join forces, stop the shouting, and lower the temperature. For without unity, there is no peace, no bitterness and fury, no progress, only exhausting outrage, no nation, only a state of chaos. This is our historic moment of crisis and challenges, and also unity is path forward. And we must meet this moment as the United States of America. If we do that, I guarantee you we will not fail. We will never, ever, ever fail in America. When we have acted together, when we when we unite as one, and as today, at this time, and in this place, let us start as afresh, all of us. Let us listen to one another, hear one another, see one another, show respect to one another. Politics not be a raging fire, destroying everything in its path. Every disagreement doesn't have to be a cause for total war. And we must reject a culture in which facts themselves are manipulated and even manufactured. My fellow Americans, we have to be different than this. American has to be better than this. And I believe American is better than this. Just look around. Look around. Here we stand, in the shadow of Capitol, dome that was completed amid by the Civil War, when the Union itself hung in the balance. Yet we endured and we prevailed. Here we stand, looking out of the great mall, where the spoke of his dream. Here we stand, where 108 years ago, at the another inaugural, thousands of protesters tried to block brave women from marching for the right to vote. Today, we mark the swearing in this first woman in the America history elected to national office Vice President Kamala Harris. Don't tell me things can change. Here we stand across the Potomac Arlington National Cemetery, where heroes who gave the last full measure of devotion rest in eternal peace.